This video is part 2. In part 1, I made the popcorn flower and the daisy flower, and now I'm going to be doing the white edge. I only need to do it on one because it's identical for both of them. So this makes a very small granny square. And I have previous videos on how I do the compact stitch. It just basically means I do not chain between the clusters or the groups. This compact square I'm not reversing. It is an option, you can do it if you want to. Because it only has 2 rows, I will show you the technique for the 2 rows. I'm also going to be, which is slightly different from my other videos, I'm going to be making a half double crochet for this group here. 3 little half double crochets, and those are all double crochets, US terms, and the rest are all double crochets. It's just to get a very straight and even line across there. We'll choose the pink. Let me see which one's more camera friendly. I think this pink one. I'll work away the tails afterwards. We are going to start off not with the way that I start off a magic circle. We are going to start off with a slip knot. So I put the tail to the back, put the yarn, put the hook through, go and fetch the yarn, bring it back and slip knot it. I do it this way so that the tail is the one that dictates how big the slip knot is, which comes in handy later when you want to make that loop smaller. I'm going to count away from the knot. I'm going to try and get you as far to the side as possible. I want, where this knot is, I want there to be the side. And not a corner. So I'll just count side, corner, side, corner, side, opposite side. And I'll put my hook into there, into that space created by the chain 2 from the previous video. I'm going to fetch the yarn and make a single crochet. It is going to count as my first stitch. I do not pull the tail. There's a large loop there. I'll be using that later when I come back. That is my first stitch. Now I'm going to make half double crochets US terms. How do I do that? I wrap the yarn, I go into the hole, I go and fetch the yarn and bring it back, and now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'll fetch the yarn and go through all 3 loops. That counts as my second stitch, and I'll repeat that. Wrap, go and fetch, wrap, pull through. I've got 3 loops, go and fetch the yarn and pull through all 3. That's my third stitch in that section. Now I'm going to jump to the next space created by the chains, and I'm going to make 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. I do not chain now. Some granny squares you would chain now. I do not, because it's a compact granny square. I go straight into the next section. So it's 1, 2 and 3 double crochets, US terms, chain 1, double crochet, another 3 double crochets. How do I do it? Wrap, go and fetch the yarn. I've got 3, pull through 2, pull through 2. Wrap, go and fetch the yarn. Got 3, pull through 2, pull through 2. Wrap, go and fetch the yarn, pull through, pull through 2, pull through 2. So that is now my corner. 3, chain 1, 3. I'm now going to move into the next space created by the chain from the previous row, chain 2 from the previous row, and in here I'm going to make 3 half double crochets. Wrap, go and fetch, pull through 3 loops. I'm going to catch the yarn and pull through all 3 loops at once. I'm going to repeat that and repeat that. There we go. That's my side. I'm going to repeat the corner. 3 double crochets US, chain 1 and another 3. Come into where the knot is. I will be ignoring the knot and working that away later. But in this space, 3 half double crochets. To the next space, the corner, it's 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. I do give it a little tug after that chain 1 because I tend to make my corners a bit loose, so I tend to tighten up when I get there. 3 half double crochets. Oh, I don't like that one, it's distorted the stitch. We go back. 2, 3, much better. My final corner, 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 double crochets. Now I'll come back to where I've started, and here I am going to slip stitch right to the beginning. Do you remember when we made that slip knot and I said leave it baggy, don't pull it tight? Well, we're going to go into there, fetch the yarn and pull it back. Put it onto my working hook. Everything's got a bit baggy. Put it into my working hook. But I'm going to slip knot it. I'm going to slip it through so it's actually a slip stitch, not a slip knot. As you can see, this little tail's here. Later on, when I come and work it away, I'll give it a little tug. Tighten it up a bit. For now, what I'm going to do is to climb up to the next row. I'm literally going to go into the space created between these thread sets of 3. These are 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets. I'm going to go into that space created and go and fetch the yarn. I bring it back and fetch the yarn again, pull it through. A little tug, not much. That is now the base of my next stitch. Chain 1, and now I have my first double crochet. That's what it looks like. Chain is still, this little tail is still floating there. And now I'm going to make another double crochet in here, and when I finish the row I'll tuck the 3rd one into there. So going back into that space, I make another double crochet. So now I have 2 double crochets. I jump over those 3 stitches and I go to the space created over there between the corner double crochets and these 3 half double crochets, and I make a group of 3 double crochets. Please note I have not chained between the groups, as it's a compact stitch. This is a compact granny square. I've now reached the corner, and the corner will be identical to the corner from the row before. I don't chain here. I go straight into the corner. I make 3 double crochets, I chain 1, and I make 3 double crochets. Oops. This is the second row, so I will be making making groups of 3 double crochets all the way around. There'll be no half double crochets in this row. Every time there's a space, I'll be making 3 double crochets. So we'll just continue like that, and in the corners it's 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. I'll come to a corner, chain 1. I think my corners tend to be a little bit loose. Always had that problem. Tend to increase my tension on my yarn. Plus, sitting at a desk is not the same as sitting in my big chair. My angle is a bit different from my arms. It's not an excuse, it's just a little explanation as to why my hands seem to be not obeying and doing their own thing. It's like they're camera shy. Coming to the home run now. This is the last corner. So to start off the row, remember we did the step up stitch. Then we did a double crochet. We walked all the way around. So this little group here is still missing a double crochet. So we're going to squeeze that in there. Now literally means squeeze because you have to really tuck it in to make sure it's nestling nice and neatly against the edge. You even give it a little tight tug. You don't want to gape. Maybe too much of a tight tug. Let's see if we can find a happy medium. That's better. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the yarn. First checking that all 3 are there. Everything else looks like it's in order. So it's such a shame to cut the yarn and realize you've maybe miscounted somewhere and you've only made 2 instead of 3. Okay, that seems to be fine. I like to cut the yarn between my fingers, and I know I've got lots to work with, and I pull it out. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I'm sewing in the tails. Some people just do it their own way, so So if that's the case, you don't have to watch the next video. But if you want to, then I'll see you there.